Let me ask you this, Madam Vice President. You call Donald Trump.
The significance of that.
You call Donald Trump. He's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Bret.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
See, hers are diminished too, you guys. Kamala Harris's mental faculties are damn diminished. Because did you see the look on her face when he started bringing it around where she saw the question coming? She didn't even see it. She's sitting there just going, Donald Trump he's just not right. He's cuckoo, just on and not realizing that but 3 months, that's why you're in the race, is because Joe Biden is cuckoo. And then you start trying to defend it with brushing it off. Oh, no. Joe Biden ain't in this race. Joe Biden, those arguments that you're making to to Bret Baer, he did a good job. This man, when I found out he was going to be the one interviewing Kamala, I was like, shit. Because I don't like Bret Baer at all. I don't like many of them motherfuckers over there, but Bret Baer is not one of my favorites. And he did a damn good job on this interview. But it really is that she did a really bad job. I mean, honestly, you're going to come out leading with how crazy, and that's all you want to key on, and grab onto that and try to drag Trump down and make him look like, I'm this young, fresh, sharp person, and he's this old man. But that's what the Republicans are going through. That's what you guys didn't want to talk about just as early as June and July. You were trying to pretend that Biden was cool, and you're meeting him in the Situation Room. You're doing morning military briefings with him daily. And then you have not yet admitted that something was wrong with Joe Biden. Joe Biden stepped down, and you still ain't admitted that he diminished. You still ain't admitted it. It's like he just called you when you were at home cooking bacon and pancakes and said, hey, you know what? Just ain't going to happen for me. Oh, Joe, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure. I'd have been like kind of concerned. Wow, I just saw you in the Situation Room, Joe. What's going on? Nah, because she know. But I just don't like the way she's trying to pound it on Trump, because he crazy as hell too. And that's why people in this country, please listen to me. Let's take our votes and let's use them in protest. It's not going to, don't lose your mind, especially if you ain't in a swing state. Don't lose your mind. It's going to be what it is. He gonna be red, she gonna be blue. But this race isn't as close as everybody is saying it is. If it is, this country is in a lot of trouble, because Kamala Harris is not a strong candidate. Kamala Harris has slithered her way somehow to this position that she's in, and her political career is about to end, and we all get to see her go away. And hopefully Trump can do this 4 years and won't be eligible for another term, and he can get the hell out of here too. But I have a special thing going on with this lady and her ability to just lie. Just bam, on the dime. It don't even matter. She can come up with a lie like it ain't nothing. And she's not very good at it. And he's about to let her have it because he wound up and she didn't see it coming, and she just kept talking. He just, and then it's like, here we go.
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
Yeah. And Joe Biden, remember, the man she's questioning his clearness in his head, which is Trump, and she's probably right. But he washed Biden. I mean, he stood next to Biden in that debate. He made Biden look really like a feeble old man who couldn't even be the leader if they were playing some kind of organized game like charades or something at the senior home. He would probably be just wandering off or not locked in. His mental acuity is diminished so bad. But I'm just making this video for one reason, just so we can look at her damn face as she lies. And every time you see them facial expressions, because it's hard to catch a person lying unless you really have a pocket full of proof. And a lot of times it's, you tell somebody, oh, that ain't the truth. And they, well, where's your proof? Or how do you know? And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to put to you guys like this. We know Joe Biden mentally diminished. And we know that she was around him regularly. So why can't she just figure out an intelligent way to say it and not be so hard on Trump for mentally declining? Because he is too. But I mean, I just think it's such of a oh no, Biden. Well, maybe that's why the country is in the shape it's in. Maybe he really is declining. Maybe it's more he could have been done or should have been doing or can be doing now. What's he doing now anyway? I don't know. And why are you acting like you guys aren't incumbents? Incumbents have an advantage. You're an incumbent, but you're an underdog. You're trying to say things and speak things into existence. I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. Like if you say it enough times, you're going to be. Or your surrogates say it. Because you got to read, this is a very slick little campaign. I cannot wait till you lose and get out the way. Because for somebody to run as something that they're not was the first thing for me. And I started picking up on it way back in 2020. And that was that Jim Clyburn mess. When we're going to get a black African-American woman. And I was like, I just thought it was a weird thing for anybody to say, I'm going to get a black American woman. Instead of like, wow, I'm going to keep that shit to yourself. Tell us how you're going to get the best candidate out there and then pick her. And don't tell us you picked her because she's a black African American woman. And then, yeah, picked her and she ain't. So that's why you having a hard time there, Joe, wherever you are. You probably sleeping through this. So it ain't no big old deal for you. But yeah, Kamala Harris is a boisterous person, and we got to shut her down. We got to get her out of here, and she picked the wrong race. They think we're that dumb. They think that we're that dumb, that she was going to come in, and we're going to, because there's still a significant amount of us who are still lifting her up and pushing her up and trying to take our civil rights struggle and our history and hand it over to Kamala. She'll do it. Run, Kamala, run. No. Nope, we ain't doing that. We ain't giving Kamala shit to represent for us. Not at all. That's embarrassing.
No concerns raised?
Bret, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
He's in the White House. You hear? He's in the White House. She can clearly, he's not on the ballot. He's not campaigning. He's running the goddamn country. That's more important. You and Trump are just campaigning. So all that ignorant shit y'all do, we'll let the American public figure that out. But they figured it out in 2020. And they voted Biden in. And you want to act like he's okay.
Understand,
and Donald Trump
but you talked about it.
And Donald Trump
after George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden. That
just embarrassing her. He's not the Joe. And Joe Clooney don't go to press conferences and meeting rooms and situation rooms and war rooms and military briefings with side by side with Biden, and you and him shuffling your papers and your laptops and your phones and communicating. Because I mean, that's a running a country like this one. We got a lot of irons in the fire, and you just was so easy to see the mental decline of a person from afar. You only stood on stage with him. In fact, that's the first time you ever met Donald Trump, and you diagnosed him. But yet, you've been Joe Biden's vice president for 3.5 years. You ain't diagnosed him. When he called you that morning when you were making pancakes and bacon and doing crossword puzzles or jigsaw puzzles or whatever kind of damn puzzle you was doing, you were genuinely shocked when he called and told you he's dropping out. What? Oh, Doug, Joe's dropping out. Really? Gosh, I saw him 2 weeks ago. He is sharp as a tack. When we were in the war room playing Scrabble, he just ran circles around us.
we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump, which is...
See, now that right there is just a blatant, I ain't gonna answer your goddamn question. I think the American, well, he's asking you a question. He's not asking the American people. You the one who decided to do the media blitz and the media tour because you neglected black men and men in general and any kind of a decent campaign this whole little 2.5 month, whatever the hell you want to call it. We cannot be that dumb. We cannot be that dumb. We cannot take a person who was not the front runner in the last election, who was selected by Joe Biden, whose mental acuity was being questioned then. Maybe he just made a bad decision. Maybe his decline is much more and much earlier than we thought. And this might be a result of it. And we can't be sitting here supporting this and talking about turning pages, and we're still dealing with the remnants of Joe Biden. We need to sweep the stage and start over. Now, back to Kamala.
Why the people who know him best, including leaders of our national security community, have all spoken out, even people who worked for him in the Oval Office, worked with him in the Situation Room, and have said he is unfit and dangerous and should never be president of the United States again.
After people fire you, you tend to say that kind of shit about them. I mean, so we get it. There's over 100 or 200 or 5,000 or however many Republicans that have flipped over to you, Kamala. But that isn't a badge of honor. That just shows how you lack in your own party. How you have to go and mine Republicans who had their asses whipped by Donald Trump. He ran through a primary. I'm sorry. 3 in a row. 16, 20, and this one. Just decimated him. And became the nominee. People can hate him all they want. I don't like the motherfucker. He is not the most pleasant person. But when you go through the political process, if nothing else, you got to be able to give a person their respect for that. If he was in the situation that she's in, as far as being the candidate, we'd all be questioning the shit out of it because we want him to go to prison. Oh, no. He can't be the candidate. He didn't win no primaries. He walked through the primaries, backhanding people. It was like, it's no big deal. This dude is an old dude, and he's showing up at UFC. He on the campaign trail. He just talking at length. And you trying to say he crazy. He's 78 years old, I think, or 79 or 77. He's somewhere in his late 70s. So if Trump is in his late 70s and he start to veer off and lose his train of thought, I totally can relate and understand that. And you should be too, because I think you're losing your train of thought sometime, Kamala. But we ain't going to hold Donald Trump's feet to the fire anymore with this senior moments than we did Biden collectively as a country. Because some of us was beating the drum, and then others were like, what are they talking about? No, wait till he get in this debate. He gonna mop the floor with him. And I was thinking, like, we haven't really seen Biden speak fluently in years. And you guys thought he's just going to get on that stage and just snap out of it? And no, that's not going to happen. We got to be more realistic and fair and give somebody a chance who could really win it for us and be genuine.
Including his former vice president, which is why the job was open for him.
Pence didn't quit. And I mean, I'm just saying. She trying to make it look like all these people who are running to her abandoned Trump. They may have, but it was because he turned the volume up. They was like, oh shit. And he is a demanding boss, and he's asking people to do things that cross lines and show loyalty. Who knows? But I cannot sit here in with a clear conscience and say he's the only president to ever do this kind of stuff. He's the loudest. He's the brashest. He's the most annoying. He's the most exciting to watch, no matter whether you voted for his ass or not, because they're always doing some new shit. He changing news cycles, and these channels, these mainstream media channels that thought he was gone forever and that Biden beat him and got rid of him, it just lets you know it's a testament to how weak Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's presidency and reign has been. they ain't done nothing, or they wouldn't be on here talking about how crazy the man is. She could be up here rattling off a whole bunch of policies she's changed, a whole lot of things she's pursued and are pursuing, and trying to come up with a black man agenda with like 2.5 weeks left until the election, and she's telling us all, "Oh no, I didn't just come up with this. I've been thinking about this for a long time." Well, you think it would have been something you could have been speaking of? You don't, because you haven't spoke about it in detail really. And the draft that you put up on your website basically shows us being lumped together with everybody else. So once again, if we're at the bottom and somebody else is here and somebody else is here, and you give us all the same equal opportunity, when we get done enjoying the wonderful opportunity that you've afforded us all in your opportunity economy, then we'll be here, and the other group will be here, and the other group will be here. And just instead of us all three being down here, we'll all three be right here. So you're not really giving us an opportunity to close the wealth gap in any way. You're not giving us an opportunity to decide on the kind of businesses and the things that we're interested in, and open at it. Don't tell us anything about cryptocurrency or weed or anything. Just show us how we can get our hands on the capital, and maybe we want to make baseball caps. Maybe we want to make tractor parts. It's a whole bunch of other things we can do, and you just kind of put us in a little box, and it isn't even ours exclusively. So, and a lot of black people are offended because some black people are asking for exclusivity, and I just feel that it will be inappropriate for after all of the exclusive things that have happened to us in this country from the time we arrived, and getting out of slavery and still being in slavery and all those things. When you look at it in those terms, yeah, we need to be turning some pages, all right, Kamala. We got pages that need to be turned. And I cannot believe that you have gotten as far as you can, but a hand-picked VP, and all you have to do is sit back there and wait for this old dude to fall over. Hey, somebody planned this out. Because somebody saw this 2 years ago. Somebody saw this 4 years ago. And somebody saw this who had the responsibility to raise their hand. This is the kind of stuff that people should be charged criminally with. Because you are jeopardizing our country and the safety of it by allowing a feeble old man who isn't speaking in complete sentences, or isn't the old Joe. Thank God. But it's still not a guy who needs to be running the country at all.
Him to choose another running mate. So that is a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah. I don't know where Kamala is thinking that Pence and all these people jumping ship was bad for Trump. Trump is like, see ya. I mean, because he really is one of them dudes who troubles the country to the point that they're worried about this norms, the traditions, the same things that these two parties, this dance that the Democrats and the Republicans do. He cut in. They doing a little coordinated little dance, and you step back, I step up, and then he come in and just start slam dancing with him and elbowing him and stepping on feet, and people are like, and then they trying to do it. Everybody trying to turn the game up. I would be more attracted and more supportive of a candidate who just picked their own path and had that level of confidence and just go at it. And even with Kamala's lack of experience or preparedness or connection to any real group, there's a lot for her to overcome to win this election, and I don't think she's going to be able to do it. But I just wish that she would begin to unhand our race back to us. And I don't think that it's an appropriate thing for someone to use it in the way that she has. It's totally abusive and wrong. And you talk about freedom and fighting and how clearly you can speak about the history of black people in this country, and then you just slap us in the face by pretending to be one of us. Let me just say it like that. I don't know, guys. Kamala Harris should take her mind off of Trump and get her mind back on the accomplishments that her and Biden have done. And I'm starting to really believe, and I said it a lot over the past few months, I was really starting to believe that she really, really didn't do anything while she is in there. And I know now, because she hasn't spoke about anything good she's done. Not one thing. There's not one thing that she can say. And even the top of her campaign, the abortion topic, is something that Trump was able to do, according to her, from outside the White House. So it's like, just vote for him. Let him in. Shit, if you're going to be that bad. Or Jill Stein. Oh, yeah. And that's another one. I've been doing some watching the Jill Stein. Seems like she's kind of on a nice little campaign tour, you know, and I do like what she's saying. You know, Jill Stein is on more ballots. Cornel West doesn't have the ballot access, and that would truly, you know, be another person's decision to make. I like Jill Stein's platform better than all of the other platforms, including Cornel West, put together. Her platform makes sense. I don't think there's any group in this country who considers herself a part of, you know, not that you have to be working class or poor, but just real people, real folks. Even some millionaires are some real folks. That's what Kamala doesn't connect with. She doesn't connect at all with the real people. And it's because she's not trying to. She's trying to pull something off, and it's not going too good. So I don't know. What do you do? You know, what do you do? But anyway, guys, I would like to wrap this one up. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, shit.